All right, everyone. So, how's it going, Alex? What's up?
Hello.
Yo, it has been a crazy week, crazy 2 weeks. I mean, it's definitely been up there in all the nonsense that's been going on in the world across all different
Yeah,
platforms. Um,
it's been a long
but yeah,
week, to be
brave new
honest.
world.
Yeah. For
I don't
me,
know if they knew that Trump was getting elected when they put that title in, but
I think they had a feeling that she was about to go down that way. Oh my God, I look so tired. Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, oh my God. Sorry, I know this is Family Channel.
You're
Uh,
good.
I'm sorry, I've just
So,
been training all this week for my new job.
oh yeah,
hmm
nice,
I officially start teaching my own classes on Tuesday.
very cool. What are you teaching?
History first,
Okay.
U.S. history. So,
College level, high school?
they say this one's going to be high school.
Okay.
Because at this private school, it's only 6 through 12.
Okay.
So this one, I'm getting a high school student. So
Nice. Very cool.
yay, I'm nervous. Mainly because, sorry, like, but we'll go back to the topic. It's because, like,
You're good.
the way this school works is one to one,
Oh wow.
a one-to-one teaching. I've been so used to
Interesting.
teaching, like, or mentoring students in a big way, like in a
Yeah.
big groups. But
Yep.
so one to one, it's going to be. I don't know why that
Yeah.
is for me personally. Like it's kind of nerve-wracking.
Oh, for sure. If you're
Yeah,
not prepared, then the kid's
yeah,
gonna know it.
yeah. So it'll be a good
But
week.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I've got all week this week off because we have our February recess.
Oh
Um
snap! Really?
so yeah, we have Monday through Friday off and then we're back until spring break in April. So like, you got another 6 weeks on.
Yeah, dude.
Um but it's definitely it's a crazy time of year for the kids because they all want to go outside, they all want to get out, and we're supposed to get like 10 inches of snow tonight, so it's going to be
Jesus
interesting to say
Christ!
the least. Oh yeah.
Look, I've been seeing it for like people who I follow and some people I know personally who are like around like in the East Coast.
Yeah.
Like some like you see snow like 10 like oh my fucking God. Here we're like we have rain or fire, but you guys get snow. Like,
Yep.
you know what? I would take rain and maybe fire any day of the week over 10 inches of snow because you guys like you also have to like shovel it out of your driveway and
Oh yeah.
everything, and you guys have to like worry about like black
Yep.
ice skinning the
Oh yeah,
road.
I've got a snowblower. I was actually out snowblowing tonight around 7 o'clock
Ooh.
my time, and it was, I want to say there was probably about 2 inches on the ground uh, at the end of today, two or three,
Mhm,
which doesn't seem like much in all honesty. Like honestly, I probably could have just shoveled it, but it's just easier and quicker to snow blow it.
mhm.
And then I've got an elderly neighbor across the street, so I went over and did his yard, and then one of my other neighbors
Oh, that's very nice of you.
works a lot, so I didn't want him getting blocked in by the time he got home because he works, like, he has unlimited overtime at his job. He works for a factory.
God damn.
Yeah, so he can work as many hours as he wants in a week. So he's usually working 70 hours.
Gotta get that
Because
money.
exactly, he's single. He's all of his kids are out of the house, so it's like I work
Mhm.
and then I go to the bar.
Well, I mean, if you're
I do
working
what you
that
got to do.
much,
But yeah,
that's
so
good.
brave
Hopefully it
new.
goes well for you and everything
Yeah,
with the
definitely.
snow. Like, be safe out there. Be safe out
Oh, for
there.
sure, we will be. Um, so
So, Brave
Brave
New
New
World, what'd you
World,
think of it?
I liked it. I won't say I loved it. There were definitely some things about it. My Rachel also agreed. She's like, I wasn't quite sure what I was walking into, and I can't say that I didn't like it because I did. And I said, yeah, that's how I'm feeling.
And
Like
it's an enjoyable experience for you overall?
it was a fun
Overall,
experience. My biggest thing was I tried out the Debo seats, D box seats. So
what
they
are
actually
those?
move with the action.
Oh, you guys have those over there?
Yeah. So they move with the action. She turned hers off. She's like, I cannot do this. It's a little bit more expensive. I want to say like $4 or $5 more
How
for the
much was
movie.
it, if I may ask?
$15
Like for the whole experience,
for the whole
$15?
experience. Yeah. So, well, fifteen
Actually,
dollars a person.
that's
We
actually not
usually
that bad.
pay $10 a ticket at that
That's
theater
that's not
because
that bad, honestly
yeah, it's
enough.
the Cinemark rewards program that we have. So you pay $10 a month, get a free movie, you get a movie ticket for that, and then every other movie ticket you buy is $10.
Nice, nice. I
Um,
like that.
so I want to say it was like 15, $16 for the experience per
Oh, so
person.
so how was
I
it
mean,
like moving around?
it moves around a little bit. It vibrates when there's like an explosion. So I don't know if I would ever do it again, but it was definitely a nice experience for that
Yeah.
movie. I don't know if it made the movie a little bit better for me.
Yeah, because
um,
I always wonder how those things will work. Like you gotta
yeah,
sync it up to the movie. Like
yep,
anything could go wrong. You might get a seat that's like glitching and it's like half a
exactly.
second off.
I
It just
do
makes
like
it
that you can
weird.
just turn it right off though. That is
That's
nice.
good. That's
So
good
like
that you get the
if you
option.
get motion sickness or whatever, you can just turn it off.
Next thing you
Um,
know, they're gonna have the seats where it lifts you up, turns you upside down. It's like
you're like flying with Falcon.
the barrel rolls he does. Like
I
you
got
gotta
like, and
like
I
you be
gotta
like, hold my
say,
drink, honey.
the
I
guy
want to
that
experience
played
this.
Joaquin Torres, him and Anthony Mackie had amazing on-screen chemistry. I think that's the other reason why I love this movie so much.
Oh,
The
that's good
fact
because
that you have two actors that have great on-screen chemistry, like we saw it in Falcon Winter Soldier, it literally just picked up from there. Like the chemistry they had just picks up right from there. I saw a trailer actually as I was watching the USA Canada game. Um, that was Brave New World, and it was basically like that buddy cop style trailer where it's they're working together and all that. They had like their little quips and stuff together. The first time he goes up as Falcon, Sam Wilson is like, "Hey, what's the one rule?" And he goes, "Don't die." And or the one rule is don't die. And he goes, "Okay, I won't die. Got it. Come back alive. Gotcha, buddy." I was like,
yeah,
those are the little things that make the movie better. Because obviously you have like this storyline that's not easy to tell. You have the issues with trying to like fit in a story um without dragging it out too far, which honestly, this being one of the shortest Marvel movies I think ever, I
yeah.
enjoyed it.
I think what it is the shortest of the Marvel
Like
movies.
it was exactly the right length.
How was the
The
pacing?
leader what?
How was the pacing of it?
The
Like,
pacing was good.
I know that may be like
It
a
felt a
small thing,
little
but
rushed.
it makes a movie.
Yeah, there were scenes that felt a little rushed, like where he turns into the Red Hulk. The first time he's about to turn into the Red Hulk, I thought that would be like the perfect thing, but at the same time, that would have like solidified the war with Japan. And I was like, I don't know if I wanted to see. Like, I'm glad that they didn't go that route. Like,
Mm,
I'm glad that Red Hulk didn't just start tearing up um, a bunch of ships. One, because the CGI for it would look wonky no matter how you do it, even if you do it well.
mhm.
And two, um, just because with water and stuff, I feel that it's hard to mimic water. It's hard to make that look legit.
It is.
Um, so all of that just it wouldn't have looked great. And then the scene where he does finally turn into Red Hulk, I do agree with Mike that it was kind of weird, I guess is the best way to put it, but
How
it
so?
wasn't bad. It, you just feel like there's a bunch of random people, Secret Service, trying to stop him from turning Red Hulk, and you're like, yeah, that's not going to happen. Like, you're
Ah,
not going
okay.
to stop this change. And then all of the Secret Service turns on him and starts shooting him, and I'm always like, I don't know that Secret Service would start shooting the president, even if he turned into a Hulk. I
I mean,
don't know that that would be the result.
and to be fair, like think about it too. Like they know that the other Hulk. Like they
Yeah.
know there's no way of stopping, and there's no way
Yep.
gunfire is going to stop that Hulk.
Exactly. So like it was just like that part of that scene felt forced, felt weird, felt uncomfortable, I guess is the way to put it. But other than that, I mean, it was really a very well done movie.
Mm.
Um, like I said, the storyline was perfect. The fact that you have a bunch of people fighting over the adamantium In
Oh yeah, that's the one thing I was going to ask you about.
yeah,
Like that animation. I remember, uh, like when it was first mentioned, I was like, oh wow, okay, that's how they're going to bring it in
yep,
in this movie. How like was it brought in your opinion? Was it brought in like correctly, or do you
yeah.
feel like there could have been a different way they could have brought in adamantium? Or
So the way that they brought it in was definitely perfect, in my opinion. They didn't just say, "Here's adamantium." Like they didn't
yeah,
just serve it up on a silver platter and say, "Here it is." They
yeah,
didn't
I was
really
afraid
make
they were
you
going to do
guess
that.
that that was the thing. At the beginning, though, they do say, "Hey, like there's this package," and someone and Joaquin Torres goes, "Well, what is it?" And he goes, "Well, that's classified for the White House." And he goes, "Of course it is." Like they do those little things where you're like, "Oh, what is it? What's going on here? What are they trying to get at?"
Mm-hmm.
They had the little callback to Serpent Society, which was nice. Obviously, if you're a Captain America fan, you know who the Serpent Society is. You know who Sidewinder is. So like that was all nice. That was well done. And it would make sense that that would be the people that would be going after this. Um, so all of that felt normal. Then you have like this who's pulling the strings kind of vibe the whole movie, probably for about half hour, 40 minutes, knowing like obviously being a comic book fan, you know it's the leader. You know he's the one pulling the strings. You know he's the one that's
Yeah.
gotten Ross into the Oval Office. But the way that they did it, it didn't feel like it was all him. Like
Mm.
they were able to
Wait, is
kind of
he?
keep some of
So it's
that
the leader
mystery.
in the movie?
Yes.
Oh, finally! I was waiting for him to come in the movie.
So
Oh,
and
be in
that's
the
the thing
movie.
is like this is what 2008, so 13 years in the making.
Yeah, because they teased the leader.
20 23, not 23.
Oh,
It
I'm
would
on
have
it.
to 2018 would be
Uh,
10, 17 years.
17 years. Yeah,
17
since
years.
they teased the
So
leader.
17 years in the making, and people are pissed off that they're just now getting back to a celestial body in the middle of the Indian Ocean.
Yeah.
But like again, that's another thing about this movie is to set up a treaty that which is what they're trying to do. They're trying to make sure that the big nations are basically saying we're all going to use adamantium. We're not going to fight over it. We're not going to sit here and sell it off. We're just going to split everything that we get.
Yeah, and did
Whatever
it
we
come from the
get, we split.
Celestial?
What?
Did it come from the Celestial?
Yes.
Okay, that I meant to ask that because I know they mentioned adamantium. They showed a shot of the Celestial from
Yeah.
Eternals. Okay.
They set up so each country kind of did their own thing, but they all
Hmm.
kind of set up labs and mining and all of that inside the Celestial
Yeah.
on what they call Celestial Island. Um, and from there, they kind of were able to tell the story about okay, this is what's going on, this is that. Like it was well done in that sense. There was it was fun, it was exciting. Um, my biggest thing that I enjoyed was the fact that you get to see like the excitement on Joaquin's face when he is the Falcon for the first time. There were no unnecessary scenes. All the
Mhm.
action was perfect, which I know is why they did a bunch of reshoots. And it just it felt right for a Captain America movie.
Mhm.
Obviously, the whole time I'm comparing it to Captain America, um, uh, Winter Soldier, because that's what they compared it to. They said this is a spy thriller, similar but not on the same level as um, Winter Soldier, but it's
Yeah.
still going to be that spy thriller style genre,
Yeah.
which
And
it
did you get
was.
that?
I
Oh,
did.
so yeah.
Like obviously, like you can't do as much as you did with Hydra. Obviously,
Mhm.
Hydra is huge. It's crazy, but the leader does a good job of building this up. The technology that he's using to mind control all these people is really amazing. Um, like everything in it is completely believable and completely understandable. It's not over the top far fetched. It's not a superhero movie to be a superhero movie. Um, and then obviously you have all these little quips from Sam Wilson of it, and they told me not to take the serum. They told me not to take the serum. and he keeps getting his ass kicked left and right by the Red Hulk. And he gets up finally after this big fight scene. And he goes, "Serum would have come in handy."
Wait, I do have a question. How was the like? What was the design of the leader? Uh,
Um,
like again, I haven't seen the movie, so I want to know what like. It's okay.
yeah,
You can spoil. Like I said
no, you're good.
beforehand. If anyone's watching and realize like why I'm asking all these questions, I haven't seen it. That told Chris,
I
spoilers is fine or
I
fine.
loved it. It didn't look like just this CGI'd face and head.
Mhm.
It's literally like if you were to take the Hulk and transform one of his limbs halfway into the Hulk, that was this dude's head and face
Oh, that's
without a
good.
ton of CGI.
Huh?
So like it honestly didn't. I don't know if it was CGI or not because it looked that realistic.
Because I know the leader has a very distinct
He has like
like
the big
features and
brain and
yeah.
stuff. Yeah,
So like they could
they
easily
didn't
gone
go
the
that route.
CGI route. Yeah,
Yeah,
they could have easily gone over like use of CGI. I mean, look what they did to Modoc. Like
exactly. And
that route.
I think that was what they were worried about. So like this is obviously him in the comics.
Mm-hmm. That big Bulbous head.
Yeah, that's not what they went with. His skin was barely green.
Mm-hmm.
He was kind of um kind of disformed, but really only from like here up.
Yeah.
And it was maybe a couple extra inches onto his skull. Like it
Huh?
wasn't insane.
Well, that's good. Yeah. Oh, what was one thing you, or if you have any, one thing you did not like about the movie
Um Honestly, I think it was just that scene. I
of
think
the Red Hulk transforming?
I think the Red Hulk transforming. There was a scene where, and I don't really know. So like this is a very grainy shot from a trailer.
Oh.
So like he basically
Ooh.
was living in the shadows for a while. And that's pretty much how
That
you
actually
see
looks
him the
nice.
whole movie until the last final reveal toward the end. Um, the one scene that I found weird that I felt wasn't it was needed, but the lead up to the scene didn't feel or felt weird.
Mm,
So at one point, the leader ends up calling Thaddeus Ross as they're about to go to war with Japan and stuff, and takes over the mind of two pilots on the U.S. side and starts to attack the Japanese side.
mm,
Um, and he's in the mic of Thaddeus Ross, but for some reason he goes to the admiral's house, kills the admiral and his wife in his house, and then makes that phone call. So I don't know if he
mm,
had to make the phone call from the admiral's phone to get to the phone to get into his headset on the USS whatever it was. Like I don't know if that's why it was like it just it felt like it wasn't needed. It wasn't necessary to
kill off
kill
those
off the
characters.
admiral for no reason and like
Yeah.
literally a faceless character. He answers the
Mm,
door, he shoots him, you hear another gunshot, and then the next time you see him, the wife and the admiral are laying on the floor dead. Like nothing of any importance, nothing of any significance. Literally just used in that way, and then the phone call to try to turn him into the Red Hulk in the Indian Ocean. So like
mm.
that was the only scene that I felt was kind of out of place, I guess, or just not the way that I would have carried it out. I would have just
Like, do you think it was there just for like stock value in a way?
I think so. Like maybe just to show that he is a killer, like
Yeah.
that he's
Mm,
willing to go the extra mile to take down Ross.
yeah.
The one
Oh.
thing that the one nice thing about this is you
Yeah.
get to see a lot of Torres doing his thing technology wise. Like we saw that
Mm,
a little bit in the show, and then you
mm,
really get to see him like figure stuff out. They called back to Black Widow, where one of the people on Ross's team is a ex Widow. Um, so like those little callbacks really make it connected, I guess is the best way
Mm.
to put it. Like it feels like old Marvel
Mm.
while still being new Marvel, still being
Well,
good,
that's
still
good.
being fun, still being connected kind of.
There's
Um,
some cohesion amongst everything.
exactly. Like
Yeah.
not forced cohesion either. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
that's good. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
one thing I was going to ask you. Like, did it feel forced? Because you know, like some of the Marvel things feel
Yeah,
forced. Like, so this felt natural, like them
definitely.
connecting everything. Oh,
Like
that's good.
if you're Ross or even if you're any president and you just learn that all of the widows are now out and able to like they're all looking for jobs, aren't you going to hire them? Like aren't like
Yeah,
isn't that going to be your right-hand man in a way?
I would like to
Like
hire one. Yeah, I mean, like to like protect me. Like,
yeah.
like I would like to hire like those skilled people.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, like that'll be
And I
no
mean
like a no
obviously
brainer.
there's different routes that those skilled people could go, but
Mm.
like this and again because it's a spy thriller, you don't know whose side she's on
Mm.
for a good portion of the movie. You feel as though she's only interested in Ross's interests. She's only interested in herself. You're not quite sure if she's on the side of the U.S. government or if she is
Or
um,
like a double agent or
a double
something
agent
working
or
for another
something.
country.
Because again, you don't like the biggest thing about the beginning of this movie is you don't know who's pulling the strings. You don't know if it's the Serpent Society that's pulling the strings against the leader. You don't know if it's the leader pulling the strings with using the Serpent Society and this widow and Thaddeus Ross. Like it's very up in the air, which in my opinion makes it a good spy thriller.
Yeah,
Like that
you got to keep
allows
the
you to
audience
really
guessing.
enjoy. Yeah, exactly. And again, as I said to Mike, I was like, it kept me guessing long enough to figure out that I didn't really need to guess, but I was still on the edge of my seat trying to figure it out, if that makes
When
sense.
did you? Yeah, that makes sense. When did you figure it out? Or like what you just said, when you didn't have to keep guessing.
I
When
want
like
to say it
yeah,
was
personally.
probably when um, it was probably when they realized that Camp Echo was the one, Camp Echo or Echo Base One or whatever I can't remember exactly what they call it. When they figured out that that's where the phone call came from. When
Mm.
they figure that out and they go there and you're like, oh, yep, that's the leader and all of that.
Mm.
Um, and then there was one point where the leader actually calls Ross and basically says, that was me. Like, you understand that I am doing this to get back at you for not holding up your end of the bargain here. And again, you don't know what the bargain truly is because again, they're keeping certain things hidden from the audience while still allowing you to be like, oh, it's probably he made a deal with him to get him the presidency or something. And the leader used different things along the way to base as basically insurance that
Yeah.
this would happen otherwise he's going after you because there is a 5 month span from when Ross gets elected at the beginning of the movie until we see the adamantium get stolen.
Mm.
So
That's good. I like that.
yeah, like, and again, it builds up um, that this is not something that, hey, a celestial came out, hey, nations are trying to get it. Oh yeah, and now we have a treaty. Like,
Mhm.
I'm glad that they took their time with this celestial island because then it would have felt like we forced the world into a treaty over celestial island. Not, hey, we figured everything out. We know that this could work. We know that it could be used for weapons, for they mentioned weapons, medicine, communication, tech, all of that.
Yeah.
Um, and it's like, okay, now I understand why this took you years. Like, we're talking about comparatively speaking, humans are a very primitive species to a lot of other species in the universe.
Exactly.
So, like, it would take time for us to figure out what the hell this thing is and what it could possibly be used for. Like, the Wakandans didn't figure out uh
Vibranium for
vibranium
a
right
while. They didn't.
away.
Yeah, it took some time to
Exactly.
figure it out. To figure it all out and everything.
Yep.
So why would animating be any different?
Exactly. So I like that. I like the pacing of the timeline as well as the pacing of the movie.
That's good. Because pacing
Yeah,
can like really make or break a movie, or in my opinion.
for
Because if
sure.
it feels too rushed, too slow,
Yep.
because you don't want to like just put everything out there.
You don't want
So,
a Zack Snyder film where it's too slow, and you don't want a Zack Snyder film where it's too rushed.
yeah, you just don't want a wild animal running through the snow.
Exactly.
Oh wait, what did? Oh wait, like I'm asking this because like Marvel tends to have it has a tendency
Hmm.
to be killing off all their villains. What happened with the leader and Red Hulk? Did
So
they live or did they die?
both of them
Was it
live,
captured? Okay,
and
good, good. Okay,
they're both put in the same prison, the Raft. And it's
okay.
funny because you see the Red Hulk put in the Raft. You see Betty, his daughter, which is the whole reason why he turns into the Red Hulk in the first place. First
Oh,
of
they
all,
show
the
Betty?
leader. So the leader's been feeding him pills to save him because his heart was failing. So the pills were saving him, but also slowly giving him more and more gamma.
Hmm.
And he was the only one because he's so big. He has such a big brain that could save him and um, basically keep this man alive to get what he wanted out of it.
Hmm.
Um, so then the leader starts playing their conversation from earlier in the movie, where basically it's like, you've kept me imprisoned, all of this, and you'll never see your daughter again. Like when she finds out what you really are, like she will never see you, like she will never think of you the same again. She already hates you, like all of this. And basically he is livid because he wants his daughter in his life. Like he wants her to see, as well as everyone else to see, that he's changed. Obviously now he's the president. Like he doesn't want to be seen as this basically a warlord,
Hmm.
like he was in the first movie he was in with Hulk. Um and like his story comes full circle in this, to the point where you feel bad for the guy when he turns into the Hulk.
Hmm.
Like it's obviously not easy um to watch this, because it wasn't, like that was another thing, it wasn't explained incredibly well, but at the same time, like it was explained enough to basically get the point across. Like
Yeah.
Sam Wilson finds the pills, gives them to a military buddy of his buddy gives it to a guy of his who basically is like, how the hell did you get these? They are completely filled with gamma, like they could literally kill a horse. Like I have no idea why you even have these, like what is going on here? And that's when the leader kills him before he can call Sam. So
Oh,
like there's a lot of things in play here, um which again brings me back to Winter Soldier. Like there's a lot of variables in play that Hydra is pulling the strings the whole time. You're like, okay, who is Hydra? Who is good? Who is bad? Who, like, is Nick Fury trustworthy? Is Black Widow trustworthy? Like the
mm.
whole time you're second guessing everything in Winter Soldier,
Yeah,
similar to this.
I remember how I felt when I first watched Winter Soldier. It
Exactly.
was
Like you
like
don't
guessing
know.
game.
Yeah, you
I
don't know
kept me
what to believe or
engaged.
who to believe.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, and then so in this, he's getting these pills and all of that, and pretty much the icing on the cake is at this rally. When everything's about to come out, he's like, "No, I just need to tell people. Like, I am going to tell people the truth." People are trying to hold him back from telling the truth, obviously, because they know it could ruin his career. And it will ruin his career as the president. But he's like, no, people need to know the truth. People need to know that I am a good person. Like that I only did this because I was dying. Um, and because I didn't want to die without my daughter seeing that my life had come full circle and that I am
Mhm.
a better person now. So it felt legit. Like you, as a dad myself, I could feel the emotion. As a person watching the movie, I could feel the emotion. I could feel the strain, all of that. Like that felt real about this movie.
Oh,
Um,
that's good.
and then, I mean, obviously Harrison Ford is a phenomenal actor. Like
Yeah, I mean, and
he did a
coming
really
from
good
him,
job with this.
he could really act that out really well.
The funny thing was, is they actually asked, or they actually made a comment. He goes, "I even shaved my mustache to become president." Like that was something that was something polls said I should do.
Yeah.
Um, but it all felt that it came full circle, and then you see him in the raft, and he's obviously not doing so hot because he's like, this is what I deserve, but at the same time, like I want to make amends, and then his daughter shows up. So like it's perfect the way that it all plays out.
Mm.
And then at the post credit scene, as you see the
Oh, I was gonna
leader
ask you.
um in the raft too, and Rachel literally looks at me and she goes, "Is that the same prison they put the Red Hulk? Is that a good idea?"
So what happens in the
um
end credit scene?
so basically he goes, Sam Wilson says to him, and here's my favorite callback of the whole movie is they're at the raft, and Sam Wilson, I want to say his arm that broke in the Hulk, in the fight with the Red Hulk is the same arm that Tony broke in his fight
Mm.
um back in Civil War. And when Tony goes to the raft, he has his arm in a sling.
Yeah, yeah.
When Sam Wilson goes to the raft, he has his arm in a sling. I was like, that's a
Oh,
beautiful callback that not
yeah.
many people will notice, but it's like, I'm glad that they did it. It like
And
it
that's
doesn't,
cool that they did that. I like that.
yeah, it doesn't have like a lot of weight or anything, but it's just like you go from Sam being at the raft and Tony coming to visit to Red Hulk being at the raft and Sam coming to visit. Um, but anyways, so the post credit scene is Sam walking up and he goes, "All of this, you could have literally ended the world. Like this would have basically been World War III. What the hell were you thinking? It's not okay." Like I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but like
Yeah.
that was the tone of it. And he goes, "I've been running the numbers, and I run a lot of numbers in my head. I have the biggest brain in the entire world. There is nothing that can get by me. You are not ready. This world is not ready for when they meet the others." And
Mm.
I literally look at Rachel. I said, "Is he talking about Battle World? Like, is that what we're talking about right now? Secret Wars, Battle World? Like, is that where we're about to go with the leader?" And she goes, "Just shut up." But I was like, it was absolutely beautiful the way
Hi,
that he
Mike.
says it. What's up, Mike? The way that he says you're not ready for when you have to meet the others. Like I had goosebumps because I'm literally just there thinking, okay, Battle World is coming, Doom is coming, Galactus is coming.
Oh yeah, Galactus.
Um, like all of this is coming down the pike. Like we know about some of this. We don't know what Doomsday is really going to be yet. We don't know what Secret Wars is really going to be, but Kevin Feige has pretty much said that it's 2015 Secret Wars with Battle World.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
that was the leader. Yep.
E.
um, so Mike, what did you think of the post credit scene? Do you think it's leading up to Battle World? I'd love to know your thoughts. I'm trying to like that's the other thing is I don't know who he really meant by the others. But that's what I gotta think is that's the only way that I could go with that statement.
I like all that. I like I like that without even seeing it and everything, but just knowing that the fact that they chose the words "the others"
Yeah,
as very ambiguous. I mean, oh, can't
ambiguous.
speak.
Yep.
Ambiguous. Thank you. I don't know what I see that and like. Wait. I mean, thank you. Ambiguous. But yeah, like that's a very smart way to like leave it at that. I was mad
So
it said she's small.
Modoc's head is too big and his head is too small.
We can't win. We can't win with Mike.
I did. I was thinking to myself as I left, I'm like, people are gonna be mad that they didn't go leader, like this big ass
Yeah.
head. But then if they did go that way, then people would be
We
like,
were
oh,
like,
it's too
oh, it looks
CGI. Like,
sneaky. Yeah.
but yeah, I think that it's got to either be Battle World. Um, it could mean the Fantastic Four. It could
Hmm.
mean that. Like they could be saying, "Hey, there's the Avengers. We know the Young Avengers are being built right now. We know that the X-Men are being built right now. Like
Yeah.
there's
Now that they
different
bought,
others that they
like now
could
that they have adamantium in the MCU,
exactly.
yeah, we shouldn't. We
We would have
we
made fun
would
of them
if
either way. Exactly.
yeah, there's no win-win for this. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Fantastic Four, well, first off, are we finished with the Captain America? Because I was gonna ask, like, I don't want to
Yeah, I
like,
think we're good.
because I not that I didn't appreciate, I really appreciated that. like inside. So I was like, what do you think of the Fantastic Four trailer? I've been hearing a lot of mixed results. Oh yeah,
I
the Thunderbolt
so Thunderbolts trailer, a new trailer dropped, or not really
Super
a new
Bowl.
trailer, I don't want to say, but like an extended trailer of what we've seen. I'm excited for it. And I want to say that the villain of it is going to be Sentry. Correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't looked up much about it. Um,
Oh snap! They're bringing
but like
Century
in
in it.
this trailer, you literally see a guy flying with a cape, and there's people running away from him, and you see like a flash, and then the person running becomes like a shadow on the ground.
Superman.
um,
Well, after President lost mustache, he had to shave it.
he said that he shaved it because it wasn't pulling well. So I like that reason. That's a funny reason.
Yeah, but
Also, I can't see Harrison Ford with a mustache. I don't know what it
yeah,
is.
I can't. I
I can't
can't.
see
I
that.
can't either. I've never.
Strong rumor
Yeah,
that it is Sentry, which I like. I think that's a good villain to go with because that you got the Void, you've got like there's different ways that you could go.
I
Oh,
would
it's
really
definitely
love to see
funny.
Century. I really want to
Yeah.
see Century in a movie, and I want to see if they get a good person as casting with
Mm-hmm.
that blonde hair.
Yep.
Not that dirty blonde. We want that blonde.
He's more like an anti-hero for sure.
Yeah.
He's definitely he's he reminds me of Superman if Superman didn't give a fuck. Like Superman cares too much about people. He doesn't give a shit about like destroying stuff, which is why he obviously had issues with Batman and that horrible failed universe.
Yeah.
Um, but he's not an anti-hero. Sentry is that true anti-hero. Like I, I am better than everyone else. I am here to save the day, whether you like it or not. This is how I'm saving the day, and I
Yeah.
like that. Like
And also,
I
I love
like
his
that
character
vibe of
too.
someone who is that strong can literally just say, "Boom, I'm gonna wipe this shit out."
Yeah, I also like the struggle that he goes through as well as a
Yeah,
character that he doesn't want to go into the void, turn into the void. Well, works both ways. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Oh, but yeah, Fantastic Four. I'm
So Fantastic
disappointed.
Four,
I'm disappointed that they're not using the Cloud. I thought the Cloud was the best Galactus version, like variant ever. Like now we're getting this guy with a helmet. I mean, that's not what we wanted. And
Lewis
by
Pullman.
does everyone? I'm joking, by the way. If anyone's like
No,
questioning
for
why
sure.
I'm on the show, I'm talking about the that Cloud as being the best Galactus.
So that's
Ooh,
rumored to be Sentry.
ooh, okay, I can see
Lewis
it.
Pullman.
Nice, nice.
He was on Salem's Lot. I don't know what that is. Lessons in Chemistry. He was in Top Gun
Salem's Lot
Maverick.
is isn't that the Stephen King book, right?
Possibly.
Stephen King book. Let me see.
It's horror.
That is a horror movie.
Written
Salem's
and directed by Gary Dauberman, based on the 1975 novel by Stephen King.
was right.
Yep.
I
Nice.
like that book.
Good call.
I like that. Yeah, 'cause I read that book. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoyed. I like that the Fantastic Four trailer is just a teaser trailer.
Hmm.
I definitely like that we're not seeing too much. Um, they're keeping their cards close to the vest, which I like. Galactus looks legit. Um,
Hmm.
the ominous presence of him looks absolutely amazing. Yo, what's up, Justice League? How's it going?
Hey, Justice League.
Um, oh, it's his ego mixed with the dark influence of the void. Yep.
Hmm.
At least they finally addressed that damn Celestial 5 years later. So that's what I was talking about. Is before I go back to Fantastic Four, I like that they took 5 years for it because if they didn't take 5 years, it would have felt forced.
Hmm.
If you want to hear more, you can go back to when I was talking about that earlier in the show when we were talking about all of the stuff in Brave New World. I don't want to give away too many spoilers, but anyways, Fantastic Four, the the costumes they're wearing, the shirt, the sweater that they're wearing feels a little weird, but it feels right for the time period.
Hmm.
The one thing I don't like is the actor. not even the actor. I can't say that because I don't know the actor well enough. I don't like the way he looks for Johnny Storm.
Yeah,
He
I was
doesn't
good.
look like Johnny Storm, and he doesn't act like Johnny Storm. Chris Evans played a beautiful, amazing Johnny Storm. And I don't
Yes.
mean beautiful as like a beautiful man. I mean like
Well, he's
beautiful as like
both.
comic book accurate
Yeah.
of the asshole, the stoic, the like I'm just gonna stand here and say I'm the best because I fucking am. Like that's the
Mm,
Johnny Storm I want. And then the one scene we get where he actually talks, he's like, "Oh yeah, well the best looking pilot." Like he didn't seem like he was that cocky. So if
yeah.
he is cocky, like show off that side of him because that's the Johnny Storm that we all know and love. We all
That's why he's
and
a little tamed.
yeah,
Yeah. I got that feeling too. Because he's supposed to be cocky. Like that's what we know him
exactly.
as. And we need him to be
Just like
cocky.
Sentry.
Mhm.
But yeah, I definitely feel as though this is a great version of Fantastic Four. Pedro Pascal, if he can pull it off, which I feel that he has enough range to pull it off.
Yeah, I
Again, you
feel so
don't
too.
see enough of him in the trailer. Like, you don't see him being Mr. Fantastic. You see him being Reed
Reed
Richards.
Richards. Yeah.
So it's hard to tell, especially when we got a totally different version of Reed Richards in the original Fantastic Four, which is arguably the best Fantastic Four. Obviously, the 2015 one doesn't count. It's very similar to the sequel trilogy of Star Wars.
It
It's
sucks.
not canon at all. Um,
Yeah, I don't count that as
I,
Fantastic Four. I don't like it.
I know people didn't like the original uh, duology because it wasn't a trilogy. It failed miserably.
Yeah.
I know people didn't like it. I thought it was a beautifully well done 2000s era comic book hero movie for Fantastic Four. The
Honestly,
chemistry
I think
between
so
the four of
too.
them was beautiful. It aged really well. Like the CGI aged well. The Silver Surfer was done beautifully. The only thing that sucked, obviously, is Galactus. That's the only problem I have with it.
That's my favorite thing. I was gonna. Oh, yeah, we already won that joke. But yeah,
Oh, of course, Jessica
yes.
Alba's ass.
I mean, yeah. I mean, how can we not talk about that?
That's
And then, but yeah,
that's the
but
other
yeah,
thing is, do you feel that the Invisible Girl is like how she's depicted in the comics, like this beautiful, like stunning woman that Reed Richards could never get in a million years?
are you talking about Vanessa Kirby?
Yeah.
I think she's beautiful, to be honest.
I
But
think
like,
she's pretty, but I don't think that she's like that
like God,
like she feels like that girl next door. Like yes, like she's pretty, but she's not over the top gorgeous. Like Reed Richards could get with the girl next door, like the Mary Jane of the world. He could
mm,
not get with the Black Cat.
mm, yeah. Well, by the way, like before questions us, we're talking literally about the character herself, like because she's supposed to be depicted as like this, like next level woman. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I mean the Invisible Girl, you should not want her to be invisible most of the movie. You should want her to be some eye candy.
We don't want her to show her powers at all.
Yeah.
That's what we want. The
Force
best
fields are
invisible,
okay.
the
Going
best invisible
invisible
girl is not invisible.
and I do find it weird that this is going to take place in the 60s.
I do
What's
find
the
that weird
deal with that?
because if you bring them back now, like in this one, they're going to be old unless they're like for some reason they're in a time loop
Mm-hmm.
or they get like Galactus somehow like puts them in like void and when or a dimension in
Yeah.
which they don't age and then they finally come back for like let's say Battle World for the Secret Wars. They come back. He's just into the fucking damn yeah. Come back in and they haven't aged at all. That's the only way I can really see them
Yeah.
moving forward with these actors. There's something along those lines, whether something has to happen like that.
It
What do
would
you
be
think?
cool. That would be the best way to play it without it being so unbelievable, I guess is the best way to put it.
What the mean like
Like to go
oh
into a
yeah
void, to go like what
yeah
you were saying basically. I
yeah,
mean, if any of that happens, that would make sense. Or even if
and
they're
then they
on
could
like
bring them
Earth,
back in.
yeah, if they're on like Earth 123 and they move into Earth 616, and the timelines don't line up perfectly. Like the 60s there are the 2020s here. Like
2020s.
it could
I
make
feel
sense.
something along those lines will need to happen if they want to bring
Yeah.
back the Fantastic Four with those actors or
Because
without
you have
them
to for Doomsday.
being
I
on. Yeah, yeah.
mean, Doctor Doom is a Fantastic Four villain.
hmm
Like, not saying that he could only be Fantastic Four, but
Mainly is Fantastic
yeah,
Four, which we associate him
exactly.
with Marvel Source family. Yeah,
It's kind
Spider-Man
of
from the
like
same
how the
timeline.
Jokers fought the Justice League, but you don't sit there and say the Joker's a Justice League villain.
He's the Batman villain.
Yeah. Make Spider-Man from the same timeline. Okay.
Huh?
I like the way that I kind of see it is, Futurama when they travel
Dude,
through time.
I've been binging Futurama so hard right now. I'm on the last episode of the original series.
When they travel
So
through
I
time and
like how you
like, no,
mentioned
you're
it. Yeah.
good. I watched it so long ago and I would love to binge it. I just there's so much shit I want to watch too.
Yeah, I'm
Um
trying to binge it before I start working. Finish it at
um
least. Yeah,
so
the through time.
Futurama when they go through time and they go like it's the same time period as what he left. But because there was no or maybe it was Family Guy that did this. Because there was no religion, um they were like 1,000 years further into the future with their technology. It might have
That's
been
Family
Family
Guy.
Guy. Yeah.
That's Family Guy. The Futurama, they've been multiple time
Yep.
stories, but the fact they mentioned religion, that's Family Guy. That's
That's
Family Guy.
Family Guy. Yep. So like that I
I've
could
also
also
seen that.
see. Like if you have this time period that's stuck in the 60s or um this version of the earth that they have to leave because they can't fight Galactus, that I would like to see. Like almost similar to what DC did with Crisis on Infinite Earths in the TV shows where basically like Earths were getting annihilated until there was only one left.
Mhm.
And like you could bring in Loki for that. You could bring in Black Winter. You could like there's so many different things to do with that. Um
You're hired.
Make a Marvel
Marvel
release,
release.
yes edition, go
Yes,
back to
edition.
old school. But I mean, it's one of those things where I want to see how they're going to play it because you have
Mhm.
to have the Fantastic Four for Doomsday. You cannot do a one-off movie for Fantastic Four
You
like
can't.
that.
Like, I'll be really upset if they do.
Yeah,
Mainly because
and
of Doomsday coming
but
out.
also, why would you get such amazing characters, such amazing actors and actresses if you're just going to do it one-off?
Yeah, that is true.
Hire me. I need to make money over the summer. Hire me.
I need to make money in general, dog. I don't do
That
anything.
too.
I will just work on a computer if you need me to. I will literally mute boxes.
He'll be that guy with the sign twirling it on the side of the street and
I don't think I have a good enough coordination
Simbaverse
to do it.
this way.
I'll probably point it in
Go
a different
here.
direction. All right, fine. If you want me to dress
Alex, you
up
keep
as,
pointing to our competitor.
hey, wait, hold on. That would be Mike's fault for putting his store near a competitor that close. That's not on me at that point.
Mike's on Artist Alley, and you keep leading people down aisle A, and he's down aisle B.
Not hire me, dog. I would do that. I'll, let's do it. I will move over there.
So, last thing I want to talk about real quick. I've got like 5 minutes before I need to head back up and see if USA was able to pull out a can of whoop ass on Canada. But yeah, 3-1 right now with a minute left. So, um, I'm good with that. The first 9 seconds of this game, there were 3 fights.
Nice. That's what you
There
want.
were there was one 2 seconds in, one 3 seconds in, and then another one on the after the very first like true play at 9 seconds into the game.
They just like want to like okay, like
Yeah.
let's do it.
Oh
All right,
hell
quick.
yeah! His vibranium upgrades were perfect, and the fact that they're from Wakanda was just so beautiful. I love that little tidbit. Anyways,
Yo, this is what I got from my con very quick.
that's beautiful. I love that.
Mhm.
Where'd you find that?
Oh yeah, I went to a trading like a card convention today.
Okay.
A con, but they had like a lot of Funko Pops.
So,
Uh,
do you
but
feel that the comic book community is spending money right now,
mm,
or even the collector community as a whole?
like collector,
Yeah.
like of all kinds.
Yep.
Yes, I feel from what I saw today, there was some comic books there,
Okay.
but like again, like, it was cards, a lot of
Yep.
Pokemon, a lot of sports cards. Yes, in terms of like those kind of collectibles, people are spending a lot of money, and um, yeah, I don't see as a any of these collectibles as a dying business. Like even Funko Pops, even like those
So,
things. I know they've been like kind of up and down.
yeah, I
People are
don't think
still
it's a
buying a
dying
lot.
business.
Yeah.
I do feel that people's wallets are tighter lately.
Yes,
And I've
exactly. And
I've
that's why I was
noticed that
surprised
on Whatnot,
people. Yeah.
and then Mike obviously saw he was at Cosmic Con, and is answering no to this question that people aren't spending money. Um, he said that people are not spending money as much as they usually do. Some of the bigger booths, just were not getting the people amount of people they usually do. Um, and yeah, the economy is on a downturn.
Hmm.
It's There's a lot of uncertainty in the market right now with everything that certain people are doing. Um, that I'm struggling to see the light at the end of the tunnel with collectibles. I'm not saying they're going to die off, but I do
Yeah.
feel that the height that we saw at during COVID has finally leveled off. I
Mm.
don't think stuff is going to continue to dip, but I do feel that there is a lot of stuff that has hit like rock bottom.
Yeah. I can see that. Like for me personally, like I agree. A lot of people. Mhm.
I think it
Wait,
means
you won
low
the
key.
lottery?
I low key made more money than most of them did.
Oh, okay. I was like, did you win the lottery and you didn't tell us? Is that why it's on here? Get the
Have
right
the right
collectibles. Yeah.
yeah, get the right, yeah.
Yeah. For like me personally, like, yeah, I agree with you. Like, during the height of COVID and everything, I tend to
Mm-hmm.
buy more. I bought a little bit. I bought more collectibles and everything. And
People had
more
more
recently,
money.
yeah. Well, more now, like my wallet's tight.
Mm-hmm.
Everything, like these things, like whatever I got today, was because they were cheap.
Yeah.
Like I got like six other Funko Pops, like
Yep.
this, this, in a mystery box. That
Yeah.
was $20, and these two,
Nice.
yeah, and Frog Lady. Was happy about
Yeah, these
that.
ones are all the ones that Rachel and I
These
are
were
selling
mystery,
on Whatnot tomorrow night. So
yeah,
if you
mystery
want more,
boxes as well. Oh no, I'm good now. But no, don't tap me, please. Actually, what do you got? No, I'm just kidding. But no, yeah. But yeah, I agree that money is tight now and everything.
yeah.
But like when I was saying, but I woke up when I said like people buying a lot, they weren't buying. Oh, I should have mentioned was they weren't buying the big ticket items that were
Yes.
advertised. They were buying a lot, but they were buying the lower end
The
stuff,
$5, $7, $10
like Funko
collectibles.
Pops or
Yeah.
the cards. Even the cards, like the most from what all the multiple booths I saw, because a lot of people like this is not a exact survey
Mm-hmm.
or poll that I saw, but from what I saw, a lot of people were going like 30 and under
Yep.
for the cards. Like at the time, one of the big spenders would be like, okay, I'm gonna get all this. Like
Yep.
it doesn't matter the cost, but most of the time I saw they were getting 30 under or like 50 and under,
Yeah.
like or even sometimes like the max would be 100. They weren't going over that, and yeah, I think it's really is due like to the economy and money's tight. Like
Yeah.
it's not a dying business, but people's like wages are not making it to that point. In which like, oh, like we would have saw this in COVID, like people be buying a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Which, in my opinion, is why it's one of the best times to get into collectibles. The prices have gone down.
Mm.
You can get the same book that you bought 3 years ago for probably about 20 to 30, maybe even 40 to 50% less.
Hmm.
There's a lot of big key books that skyrocketed during COVID that have since dropped.
Yeah,
Um,
I've seen some books that it was significantly dropped.
yeah,
Like dang, like
there were a lot
wow,
of
I'm
books that
glad I
had a
didn't.
market correction too. I
Hmm.
wouldn't say the one big book that I remember that we've talked about multiple times is Ultimate Fallout 4. That book
Yeah, that was a big
skyrocketed
one.
and it went up
Yeah,
to like 40,000, 50,000. That variant cover. Um, Black Panther #1 for $65 today as a CGC
that
6.5.
is.
Damn.
I mean, that's actually pretty spot on. 6.5 for 6.5. I'm
I'm
Gina.
gonna
Oh,
get
I'm
some
gonna.
CGC. Yeah.
Oh, nice. What?
Um,
Wait.
so
Well,
I
are we
don't know.
reading these out of order? Oh no,
No,
the what was the
that
last
was
one.
all in order.
Okay.
I don't know what the what was in reference to.
Yeah.
So,
Play on. Key
but
message.
like, yeah, there was a guy who invested, I want to say like
Oh,
45,000 in that book, and now it's dropped back down to what it was pre-COVID at like 7 to 8, maybe even maybe 10,000. But like, could you
yeah.
imagine losing $35,000 on a book in
Yeah.
a
Oh, he's
year?
asking about what cover for the Ultimate Fallout. Which one are we
The
talking about?
it's the
The
variant.
controversial one?
No, it's
Miles Morales Spider-Man?
I can't think of the artist that did it.
I know, like, I know we vaguely we talking. I'm trying to remember which one. So I know we talked about like how like those prices were going up.
This one,
Oh yeah, that one.
like that
I do like
was,
that cover.
yeah, I love this cover, but like it was insane price
Yeah,
over
but yeah,
COVID.
I can't imagine like dang like $30,000 like less now.
Yeah,
I still remember that when how much those things were going for. It was absurd.
it was crazy.
Yeah, I
My
couldn't
biggest
believe
thing was
that.
who the hell's paying those prices?
I bet a lot of people probably were.
I know. I just my biggest thing with that is like you see a book go for 3, 4, 5,000, and then it shoots up to 12. Okay, I get it. It's rare. It was
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be, I want to say it was like a 1 in 20 variant. Um and it shot right up there,
Mm-hmm.
but then it completely fell back down. Ultimate Fallout 4, first appearance of Miles Morales, first print, um, was going for almost 4 grand. What do you think it's going for right now on eBay?
Uh, 2.5 to 3.
One just sold for $1,200.
Oh.
9.8 first print CGC. Another one sold for 949.95.
Mm.
Another one, White Pages, first print, 875, 765. 901. I'm just checking to make sure these are all first print. 925, 851. I am so glad that I did not buy this book at the height of COVID like I was thinking I should. When it was
Yeah,
starting to go up and it was like 2 grand.
yeah, it's like dang, like yeah, like now it seems affordable. Even though
So
it's still a lot.
here's the funny part. Someone bought it for first appearance, 9.8, first print, yep, 2,100 on January 13th of this year.
Oh,
January 14th, January 28th. Ever since then, it's gone down in price.
wow.
And even
Like,
before then, it was up. That Ultimate Fallout 4 at a 9.4, at a 9.4, the Judaro, or however you pronounce it, um, was 3,500, 2,400. I can't find a 9.8 right now. Or the one that's sold recently, I should say.
hmm,
But yeah, all the Ultimate Fallouts are under
a
a
thousand.
grand now. Like, that's crazy.
That's crazy to really think because Back in
which
2020, back in COVID, like we were think that those prices were lowballing and everything.
yeah, I say 1,500, dude. I I find it absolutely insane. Like, yeah, he killed the market. Like, genuinely, that was one of the things that people were FOMO buying to the point where they were spending that much money. Like, was that a
Yeah.
FOMO buy? Was it a COVID buy? I don't know. Like,
I honestly think it's a mixture of both.
yeah,
Um, Mainly COVID because everyone was home and everything. I feel like that had to do something along the
yep,
lines psychologically, honestly. I don't know if there's any research about it or anything, but if you like can't go anywhere, like you want like on the internet, maybe yeah. And then you see all these other people like
true.
chatting, commenting, and you see how fast these things are selling. That could lead into the FOMO.
Mm-hmm.
As compared if you're like in person in the convention, like, oh, okay, like, let me get some time to think about it. Like when everyone all at once, all over the world, no, or in different states, I mean, wanting this book and you've seen it live, that probably contributed to a lot of that feeling of FOMO. What due to people being quarantined and everything and
Yeah.
only having their online device, if that makes sense.
One of the variant covers did sell in December. Um, what do you think the price was? That one that was up to 40 grand.
What is it now?
What do you think it is now? What did it sell for last?
I feel like
Dude,
I'm on
it
the
is
price is
crazy.
the price is right. Let's see. Eight grand. I'm gonna say 8 grand.
8 grand? Okay.
I'm lowballing it. I just want
Mike,
to see how
Justice League,
fast it goes.
you wanna go
All right,
for a
Mike says
shot?
15,000. Justice League. Do you want to? What's your guess? A $40,000 book during COVID quarantine. That's what it was selling. How much do you think it's selling now? Hold on, it's blurry. Oh, there we go. 12 and a half
12 and a
or
half.
12,250.
12,250.
Oh wow.
12 and a
Oh,
quarter.
oh yeah, that went down about 2,500. No, no, 25,000. Sorry.
25,000. Yep.
Sorry, no, wait, not 2,500. 25,000.
That,
It went down.
that's an insane loss.
Wow. I feel kind of bad for those people who are holding on to it, see if it will blow up again.
That's 27% of the value
Yeah.
of what someone might have bought it for during COVID.
For $40,000, that could have paid off one of my student
Sucker.
loans.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
part of my student loans, I could have, if I, I could have used that money.
If I had $45,000, I would not be spending it on a comic book. You can, even if I wasn't married.
Yeah, I would have been using that for bills, honestly.
Yep.
Pay
That
off my
would be
credit
my
card
student
debt.
loan payment right there.
Yeah.
What
That
was?
could buy you, that could be like almost a down, save up for like a house. Well, depending where you are.
Yeah.
This is what us collectors go through if you're really deep into the collecting. You spend $40,000 on one book.
So right now
Uh,
the fair market value of a 9.6 is 3.8 thousand
Oh,
or 3,800.
oh damn. Mike said I took out a second mortgage for that comic book. I really hope you didn't, Mike.
No, his house is probably paid off with Disney's money.
I'm pretty sure everything he has is like to pay off like four houses for him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he messaged back. Let's see. He said nah for 3 days. Wow. It's crazy to
I
look at those comic books.
I'm
Like,
trying to see if
I
there's
know.
anything that says how much it sold for at the peak. I'm not finding anything. I'll have to dig deeper.
We just remember based off of our memory. 'Cause I do
Yeah.
remember seeing like those on YouTube and Instagram how prices. Like, oh my God.
Yeah. And honestly, which cover do you like better? The one where you can't see Miles's face or this one where you can?
Which one's not seeing Miles' face?
Let's
The one
see.
you showed earlier?
The one, the original, like the first print version. This one.
Honestly, I like the other one, to be
Like, I
honest.
get why they didn't show his face. They didn't want to give it away because that's a big spoiler.
Yeah.
But I like the one where you can see his face. I like the
Yeah.
one where he's staring down at it and you can see the look on his face, like, oh
There's
shit,
emotion
I'm
right
Spider
there.
Man. Exactly.
Mike said he likes the original.
You like the original because he's mourning? Okay. But on that note, I got to go. USA beat Canada. So they are, I want to say, 90% in the final for the Four Nation face off.
What are the four
If you,
nations?
so it's Sweden, Finland, Canada, and USA.
Hmm?
Instead of an all-star game this year, they decided to do that because next year they won't have anything because of the Olympics. That will be the 2-week break they get in February. So yeah, they wanted to
Nice.
do this year. Honestly, I love it better than watching an all-star game. As much as I miss the skills competition, um, I would much rather have this than an all-star game where the players don't give a shit.
Was this one of the first games?
It was game number 4.
How many games are there?
So each country plays the other countries once. So it ends up being each team plays 3 games.
Uh,
So I want to say
so
there's 8 games in total,
who are
but
they going up
then the
against next
championship.
then?
USA plays. They beat Finland 6-1. They beat Canada 3-1. They play Sweden next, and Sweden has not won a game at all, but they have forced overtime both games they've played. So
Okay. All I asked, I don't follow hockey.
no, you're good. It's fun to watch. Like honestly, with 3 fights in the beginning, it was fun.
Yeah.
Um,
I only
but the
watched it during the
Sweden
Winter
Finland
Olympic.
game, was fucking amazing. It was great hockey. It was intense. It was fun. It was engaging. Like all of the buzzwords you could use. It was good hockey to be had all around. So
Nice.
my son was rooting for Sweden. My daughter was rooting for Sweden, but thought that Finland was Sweden. She goes, I want the blue team to win. I said, the blue and yellow one? She goes, yeah, the one with the white jerseys. I said, that's Finland. She goes, no, I want Sweden. Like, but you're cheering for Finland. Like,
I don't have her phone. She's gone. She's in the past.
Mike, if you didn't see it, you got to watch it. There were 3 fights in 9 seconds. It was
No, I'm gonna look it.
amazing.
I'm gonna look it up on YouTube after this. I want to see that. I want to see that go down.
And PK Subban, he's an old or older. He's really not that old. Um, yeah, he has been doing reaction videos on Instagram, so you can watch his reaction, like live reaction to what goes down. So I'm gonna go watch that right now. But thank you guys for
Yeah.
coming. We'll be back next week, Friday,
Thank
10 p.m.
you.
Eastern. See you soon. Have a good one.
Peace, everyone.
See ya.